Welcome to Playcast Different Day Podcast. Once again, I am Marco Roland.
And I'm Tia Marie.
So, we was gonna start off with the Super Bowl halftime show, but something else happened that I wanted to talk about before I forget. I'm known for forgetting stuff. So, for those of you who don't know, because this is very crucial going into the midterm election. So, the House Republicans passed a bill requiring a passport to vote. So, if you are not already a registered voter and you're going to go vote to register to vote, they are requiring that a real ID is not a requirement. I mean, you can't use a real ID. They want you to bring your birth certificate, and it has to be the original birth certificate or a pass, or basically a passport. Basically something that states that you are an American citizen. And now, for those who are young people who don't have a passport, who wants to go vote, wants to register to vote and go vote, to get a passport, it's $165 now to get a passport. So basically, the Republican Party is requiring people to pay to go get a documentation that that some people are not going to be able to afford to get to be able to go vote. And if you are a female, if you're a woman and you are married, you have to go get something with you have to bring something with the name you were born with. So you have to have your maiden name. So you have to bring documentation with your maiden name on there, and it's not going to match your ID or driver's license that you bring. So which means you're going to have your passport, because on your passport, you got to get the information of your birth parents and all that other kind of stuff that goes onto your passport. So it's a mess that the Republicans are trying to do to suppress votes and make sure that they win come this midterm election, instead of trying to have fair elections, which I think is really, really some bull crap. And
Yeah, I don't like it. Everybody can't get a passport, nor can they afford a passport, right? Like you said, you need birth certificate, you need ID, you got to pay for the actual passport. If you go to the post office, you got to pay their fee, right? And then also, some people, I believe, cannot be granted passports, like if they're behind on child support, right? So I mean, they're not necessarily felons, they just behind on child support, right? So I don't like that. Everybody don't want a passport, and I feel like it shouldn't be a requirement. Like back in the day, they used to issue those IDs for voter purposes only, you know what I'm saying, voting purposes only. I don't like that. And I don't you said they trying to pass that. I don't think it's gonna get passed.
It already has passed.
When?
As of yesterday, it passed.
Okay, so can somebody appeal that?
Well, I still believe it still has. I think it went through the House. It still has to go to Congress, and it still has to get signed by Donald Trump before it becomes actual law. So, but by the House and everything being the whole government being Republican anyway, is going to get passed. So they found a way to cheat to win the midterm elections, basically.
That's so stupid. Like my oldest son is 21. He doesn't have a passport. My 17-year-old has a passport. But my oldest son doesn't have a passport. So it's like my 17-year-old, well, he will be able to vote because he turns 18 this year, but still, that's really stupid. My mother doesn't have a passport.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, what about all the disabled people, bedbound people that do like they mail in their ballots and all of that stuff.
So basically, they're trying to rewrite the rule where you have when you request a mail-in ballot, you have to send in your driver's license, ID, or whatever you need to verify that is actually you. Then you send all that stuff in a copy. I believe you just send a copy of that stuff, and then once you send in that stuff, then they send you a copy of the ballot. Then you fill out your ballot and everything. And then once you do your ballot, you still have to put in another copy of your driver's license or ID to send in with your ballot when you mail it in order for your ballot to actually count.
I don't like none of that. They making it harder to vote for a reason.
Yeah, it's voter suppression. And we post our elections in America. They're supposed to be fair, free elections. You're not supposed to pay to vote. And that's essentially what this party is doing by saying, hey, you guys have to go have a passport to prove your citizenship or to prove that you're an American citizen. You basically got to have your passport, not a real ID. I don't even have a real ID or driver's license. So,
I
like I
do.
said, I don't even have that. I have a passport, but I don't have a real ID or
I have
driver's
both.
license. So like I'm saying, like so those people who wants to go vote in elections, in order for them to do that, and they're not a registered voter, so we got all these people who are coming in to being new voters this year, and now what are the ones who are basically living in poverty will not have the right to go vote because who has $165 to go spend on a passport just to go vote? So that's going to that's going to turn away a lot of people from going to vote. So we're going to have low voting turnouts, and we know what happens when we have low voting turnouts. That's when you get those people who are in office now running the country. And like I said, it's not like I said, it's not fair. Once again, I feel like if you have a valid driver's license ID, that's all you should be able to need to go vote. I mean, I'm pretty sure the people who work at these election polls, you should be able to tell whether the ID is fake or real. I worked at the election polls before, so when you working there, they actually give you a list. They give you your ID, they fill out the information and stuff, and you check over the information, and they give you a list of people who are not eligible to vote. If you are not eligible to vote, they give you a list, and there's somebody standing over your shoulder the whole entire time, making sure you checking that list. Every single person that you register to vote, they're standing over your shoulder, vote both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, and they're making sure that you're checking that list to make sure you're not letting people who are not eligible to vote vote. So, like I said, for whatever we sent out election fraud, and there's a whole bunch of people that was they're letting all these people who are not allowed to vote. It's almost impossible. I'm not gonna say it's impossible. It's almost impossible from my personal experience working at the election polls. Because like I said, you have both the Republican and Democratic Party there in the independent party. All the parties are there. Everything is being watched down to the T by all the parties who are on the ballot. So that means that you're somebody on your party isn't doing their job. If you feel like there's voting fraud going on, there's something within your own party that you need to go check. So, like I said, this whole bill that they haven't passed, I believe it's called Save America Act, it's complete bull. It's just the way for them. They know that if the way how the current voting things are set up now, the way how they're set up now, the voting system, the way how it's set up, they know that it's going to screw them come the midterm election. They know that they're not going to be able to win when the midterms come, because it's going to be a high volume of newer, younger, more aware of what's going on within the government, younger people going out there to go vote and make these decisions. And one of the things that they are looking at is we need to get these people who are born in the 30s, in the 40s, and 50s, and 60s with these old ideas, this old way of living out of office. This country would be so much better without the silent generation and the boomers running this country. That's the problem with this country. Nobody from Gen X or millennial has sat in the presidential seat. Nobody
So
from this generation.
let's be fair. Not all the silent generation and not all the boomers think like that, right?
They
Because I
don't.
believe my parents were part of the silent generation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't. Definitely
Yeah,
not going with none of this.
all those things like that, but the ones that are sitting in office now that are in power who were born during the silent generation and the baby boomer generation, those are the ones who are making decisions for our country. They don't understand that the laws and stuff that they're passing now is gonna affect us 20 and 30 years from now. They don't understand the concept of we don't want to go back to a time where women had to fight for the right to vote. We don't have to go back to a time where black people didn't have the right to go to college or ride in the front of the bus or go in through the front of a building. We don't want to go back to that time. That's the time where, to me, that's the time where they feel like that was their glory days. That's when life was good. Every day has so much power and control during that time. And now we're in a time period where they don't have that power and control anymore, and they're trying to force this way of life onto people that just like everybody's like no. But because we don't get enough people to go out and vote, we don't get enough people to pay attention to what's going on within our government. So we're going to continue to have these issues until we are finally able to push out these people, or they decide to go, to the great beyond, you know, to actually get out of this way of what we are stuck in right now. Especially we got Donald Trump rolling back the pollution standards and stuff like that, where emission standards, like he's rolling that back and stuff. Like it's like, come on, man, enough. Enough is enough. Is a reason why that stuff was put in place. And back in the was it when back it was introduced during naked. Everyone will say it wasn't Obama because it was signed while Obama was in office. It originally started under George W. Bush presidential term, and then because of different parties kept suing, it went into Obama's term, in which I believe it didn't even it went into effect finally in 2009. And I still think some people sued. So it was like really 2012-ish when a lot of the new emission rules really went into effect that we have today. And then now we have a sitting president who knows, hell, do he even know if he graduated high school at this point? We have a sitting president who doesn't know that he's the president of the Puerto Rico or Virgin Islands. They want to deport Bad Bunny, even though he's an American citizen technically. He don't believe in clean energy. He believes in poisoning the environment, and then he believes in taking food from poor kids and giving it to rich kids.
You cannot deport an American citizen, bro. Like, why people don't understand that Puerto Rico is an American territory. And it's messed up that they didn't make them a U.S. state.
That is true.
They only made them a territory so they could take what they had and own it.
Which brings us to the halftime show. The Super Bowl halftime show that everybody was so upset about. Well, my personal opinion, there were some people that were like, they hated it. I loved it. Even though I don't know Spanish, but I understood the story that was being told through the background that was going on around him, the settings. I understood the story, and a lot of people didn't understand the story, and it bothers me. And then I don't know what that turning point stuff that they was doing with Kid Rock and them, and they was doing that mess, that alternative halftime show, a mess. I'm just gonna say it looked like a fake AI concert from what I seen, a mess.
I didn't even see it.
Just the clips that I saw. I didn't go and watch it. I was gonna get in a view on YouTube.
I didn't even see the clips.
So I was scrolling through social media. That's how I saw the clips. But like I said, a mess. And the fact that Donald Trump, you did all that talking about Bad Bunny should not have been headlining the Super Bowl halftime show at your own Super Bowl watch party, which y'all can go find the videos on TikTok. I can't play it on here due to copyright reasons. But it's a video out there. And at Donald Trump's Super Bowl party, he was watching the Bad Bunny halftime show.
On a big screen, might I add.
On a big screen. So it's like, come on. Like, you still the Bad Bunny. Like, thank you for the number. And it's crazy that Bad Bunny, because they keep talking about how he's not an American citizen. He can name more countries than our own president. I just want to say that. At the end, when he was talking about all the different countries and territories and stuff, he can name more than our own president. I'm just saying.
Not to mention he's bilingual, which most Americans are not natural born Americans are not. We just speak English. That's it. I know a little bit of Spanish, enough to understand what he was saying during the Super Bowl, but I can't speak fluent Spanish, and I'm not going to pretend like I can. And I had to tell some people that wanted to argue about his performance being in Spanish, and I'm like, well, he got one up on us because he can speak English and Spanish. What are we talking about?
And it is the fact that Kira and Jennifer Lopez did the halftime show. There was so much Latin Puerto Rican spice that they had going on within the show and stuff, and nobody talked about it. It was fine. It was fine with them. But all right, that was during the time where it was somewhat Trump was leaving, about to leave office, or did Trump? Yeah, it was the last year of Trump, because I believe it was 2020 when they did the Super Bowl halftime show. So Trump was getting ready to get put out of office. So it wasn't okay to be racist. Then and then Bad Bunny even performed with Shakira at that halftime show, and nothing was said. Nobody said anything. Now here we go. Trump's back in office. He's been in office for a whole year now. It's okay for everybody to be racist again, because Donald Trump's in office. He can protect us and let us be racist, and that's just what they're doing. So, like I said, they had no problem with it when was the fourth, 6 years ago. Nobody had a problem with it, but now all of a sudden it's a problem. And then Tina has a better description of the story that Bad Bunny was trying to tell during his Super Bowl halftime show.
It's a pac. Okay, so there was a lot going on during the Super Bowl halftime show, right? So when he originally came out, he introduced himself with his whole name, Benito Antonio something, right? And he said, if I'm here today at the Super Bowl, it's because I never stopped believing in myself. And you should also believe in yourself. You're worth more than you think. Believe me. So his name is Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio. Okay. So he started out with that message that was entirely in Spanish, right? And then a few points during his performance that I had picked up on. It did open up into the sugarcane fields. Okay. So Puerto Rico was originally known for sugarcane fields, right? So in 1898, U.S. took control of Puerto Rico for those sugarcane fields, right? So of course they do what they do best. They came in, they took the land, they got rid of the farmers who owned the land, they depleted the soil, and they took away the wealth, right? And then it was another point in his show when he was walking through the sugarcane fields, he came up on a stand, right? And it's a Coco Frio, right? So this was a play on Coca-Cola, so the Coco Frio is more of a native Puerto Rican drink, right? And then you have Coca-Cola, right? Real close. And then the next thing that I noticed, or that really stuck in my mind, was the four violinists, right? So I played classical violin when I was younger, and it grabbed my attention. In the background, so they were in the sugarcane fields. In the background, there was a Puerto Rican flag blowing in the wind, and they were playing classical music, right? So this was kind of showing that sharp contrast of they didn't look like they belonged, right? So you have four colonials in their tuxedos or their evening wear attire in the sugarcane fields of Puerto Rico playing classical music on violins, right? So it's like they're imposing their culture on the native Puerto Ricans. And then something else that was notable was when it was the ladies that were dancing on top of the electricity poles, right? He also got up there and did part of his performance on the electricity poles, and this symbolizes like all of the issues that Puerto Rico have been having with their electricity in general, right? So rolling blackouts, they've had days without power. Some families are completely dependent on generators as a whole, which is crazy to me because it's a U.S. territory. And again, right, they never became a state because of that. Because if they become a state, then they become a problem, right?
It is crazy that Puerto Rico actually when we have like the Republican and Democratic national conventions and stuff. Puerto Rico actually send delegates from Puerto Rico to um to those what did I just call them things? The conventions, to say us 9 delegates as here, whatever, and then they accept the get a words for that person and be nominated for the Democratic Republican Party to run on their behalf. So
I still got another point though.
yeah.
So another part of the Super Bowl performance was a wedding, right? So you had a male and a female getting married on the stage, right? And then their entertainment for the reception was Lady Gaga, which I felt like was a huge statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she looked marvelous, honey, up there in the Super Bowl.
She already said her thoughts about Donald Trump's last administration when he was in the office before, and she got to singing "God Bless America" before starting her performance on top of the building.
So I thought that was pretty cool, and to me, that symbolized, love. Coming into a partnership, and I was like, okay, you got somebody getting married on a stage, and that means that we need to be together as a country, right? And that's pretty much what his whole Super Bowl performance was about, was that, what's greater than hate is love, period, right? Because that's what can abolish hate is love. And the football he had at the end of his performance that said that we're all American. And that's true, because again, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So I don't understand what people are not missing.
He carried that football more yards than the Patriots did.
The shade, honey. The shade. Ooh, the shade, honey. So I thought all of that was pretty good. I thought all of that, it was dope. And then probably something else where people are kind of opinions are a little bit different. It was at one point in his performance where he gave a Grammy to a young male child. That was sitting in front of an old school TV, right? What looked like that possibly could be his parents, right? Some people were speculating that it had to do with the young boy that was held at an ICE detention center, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for was it 11 days, I believe? 11. He was held there. His name was Liam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought last show too. That was
But my opinion was that he saw that as his younger self. So he was giving his younger self his Grammy and basically telling him that dreams do come true no matter what.
And also, in case you guys didn't miss it, there was something else that happened during his performance. So at the very beginning, where he's like walking through like the sugar cane and you see the proposal happen, that wasn't planned. That guy literally brought this ring out with him and proposed to his girlfriend during the Super Bowl halftime performance. That wasn't planned. Bad Bunny knew nothing about that, and he's walked past and still congratulated the people.
Well, congratulations to them down.
Congratulations to everybody that got
She better be in love with that man for the rest of her life. Do you hear me? Okay. Congratulations to that couple. That was dope.
Now, one thing I do want to add while we're on just talking about the Super Bowl, that was the most, I don't know if your dogs are who you are watching, but that was the most boring Super Bowl I have ever watched in my lifetime. It was so boring. I wanted it to be, I wanted it to be neck and neck. I wanted them fighting for it, maybe going to one overtime thing, at the end, something. But the Patriots, they could not get it together. Like it was horrible. Then y'all wait to the very end of the game to start scoring and stuff, want to do stuff. That it was boring. That was the first Super Bowl that I honestly wanted to fall asleep during. It was the first Super Bowl where I said the best thing about the Super Bowl was the halftime show. Like it seriously. Like I just couldn't. It was horrible.
I was rooting for the Seahawks anyway, so I didn't care about the Patriots.
I mean, I was rooting for. I'm not a fan of either team, but I was only rooting for the Seahawks just because the Orange Man wanted the Patriots.
The Patriots are like the Republicans of football.
Yeah. But yeah, let's continue on with the show. I know Tina has some more stuff for us because I do want to talk about and I believe I do have a clip of a woman talking about it of a state making it legal to discriminate. So yeah, but I'm gonna let Tina finish her piece first.
I know nothing about this clip. I'm interested now. So, some of the aftermath for the Super Bowl. I believe I saw something that Bad Bunny's performance was the most watched performance in Super Bowl history. So, congratulations to Bad Bunny. Also, a lot of his music and songs that he was featured in appear back on global charts. So, congratulations to those artists. And Kid Rock didn't even crack the Spotify's top artist chart. That
It's like they call it was supposed to be like the All American halftime show, and I'm like, and if somebody had brought to my attention like Kid Rock is like born in Canada. He's not even an American. Like, but you got it's supposed to be an All American halftime show, but you got somebody who headlining it that's not even American.
it's
Like,
crazy. That's
yeah,
crazy. That's crazy. So, great halftime performance. I did see some clips of, various people being on Fox News and other news outlets that were upset, right? They want to write a whole dissertation about it. Nobody cares. I did see Kid Rock on Fox News talking about Jay-Z was a DEI hire. For the NFL, if nobody knows, like Jay-Z is over the entertainment for the Super Bowl halftime show. So that's his gig. He's one of the people that determines who's going to be there, etc., etc. Yeah, so Chris Rock was mad. I mean, not Chris
don't get
Rock.
the final
Kid
approval.
Rock.
He
Kid
just
Rock was mad.
don't get the final approval. He just be like, "Hey, I think this person is really good for the halftime show." Then they got to get approved by the NFL and all that kind of stuff. And as of today, they launched an investigation into Bad Bunny, the FCC. They are looking into Bad Bunny, talking about his lyrics were offensive to women and kids and all these other kind of things. And if you go and get the English version of the lyrics, there's nothing really offensive about none of the lyrics that he was saying. They were upset that he had the two male dancers that was looked like they was about to kiss each other, but they didn't. And I'm like, why are they surprised?
Oh,
Like,
by the car? When it was by the car?
yeah. I'm like, why are we surprised? Like, did we not forget? Like, I guess nobody really did their research on Bad Bunny, but this man, Bad Bunny himself, kissed two guys at the MTV Music Awards on stage. Like, this isn't a surprise that he's gonna have LGBT representation in his performances. It's gonna be there. Like, you should have researched it before you watched the performance. Just saying,
Lady Gaga supports the LGBTQ community.
right?
Like,
So,
what are we talking about?
like, what are we doing here? So it's almost like Jesus, like then the guy who I forgot the guy name, but the guy who wanted to launch the investigation into the FCC don't know a lick of Spanish, but he said I don't know what he's saying, but I know that it's wrong and offensive. Like what? Like should you do your research first before you try to launch an investigation? So now we're gonna have spend tax dollars or have these FCC people go do this whole investigation and spending money that we don't need to be spending on an investigation that don't need to be happening. That could be used for something else. I'm just sick of it.
So let's continue on into some more debacles with the American government.
It's
We all know how ICE has been running rampant through the
ice out.
streets, right? Um, and it's so crazy, right? So I came across a story that had to do with a sex trafficking sting that went into effect on my birthday, February 4th. Aquarius season. Clock it, still Aquarius season. So this supposedly happened in Bloomington, Minnesota. The sting led to 30 arrests, and where one person was actually the the person who does the background checks on federal employees, including ICE agents. So his name is Brashad Johnson. And he was arrested as part of this sex trafficking scheme.
I guess you never that.
I love it. It caught me off guard, but I love it. I love it. I love it. So I thought that was very disturbing on a lot of different accounts, right? Because you're supposed to be making sure that these people are fit to be federal agents, and you're involved in a sex trafficking ring. It's crazy. Like, who did their background check on him to be? I mean, he's a federal employee, so
Gandhi, who don't know how to do her job probably. That's all I got to say. I can't stand that heifer. That is one heifer who needs to have the whole entire every federal. Wait, I don't even know if we got more than one federal prison, but every jail, state jail, federal jail, concentration camp, Guantanamo Bay, just bury her under all of them. That's where she need to go serve a sentence in every last jail that's on American soil. That's what she needs to go do in camp, because it's she's horrible. It is horrible, and I get sick and tired of people who said, "Well, why didn't Biden and Kamala release the Epstein files?" And you know why they didn't release the Epstein files? Because they believe that the DOJ should be separate from the federal government, from the president of the United States. They did not want to force an investigation that the DOJ did not want to do. Yes, the president appoints the people to the DOJ, but yet the DOJ is its own separate entity. It's supposed to be separate from the United States government. You know, what Trump is doing with the DOJ, using the DOJ to go after people, it's not supposed to be happening. It's something that's not, he's not supposed to have control over what the DOJ does. They are their own separate entity, their own separate power. The DOJ answers to Congress. Plain and simple.
I agree. So I thought that was crazy. I'm gonna shift a little bit away from politics real quick, and we're gonna come back to it. But I happened across a story about Nancy Guthrie and her disappearance, and it's a little weird to me because, like, this is an older woman, and there is a ransom. I guess I don't understand why this is happening. I haven't really dived that deep into it, but authorities supposedly had released some information saying they had, a suspect that they were looking for, and then it turned around that a DoorDash driver was arrested. Had never heard of the kidnapped lady nor her family, right? And I think that's crazy. And honestly, I'm sitting here looking at this video, and I just feel like, my opinion, that he was profiled. He sounds like he is Latino, and it sounds like he was just working.
A 5'9" to 5'10" female with an average build, wearing a trail hiker backpack.
And all of this is happening in Tucson, which is crazy. And the man who finally got on camera and was talking about his arrest, his name is Carlos. So there's that.
Yeah, so it's really a mess with this whole story. I knew nothing about this story until Tina had brought it to my attention, and I had did some things about it. So I hope that as of right now, as far as I'm for being told that they're still looking for this woman. It's been 2 weeks. They still have not found anything on this woman. The longer somebody's been missing, there's a good chance that we all know. So, like I said, I hope this do end up turning out to be a whole different story. I am hotter than Satan's toenail right now. I really need a fan in the studio.
I gave you 2 of your fans back, so I don't
They,
want to hear nothing.
they still in my trunk.
Would that sound like a you problem?
It is.
Okay.
Really.
So let's shift it back to politics real quick. I know Martell and I were talking about Pam Bondi. I know he's been talking about her a lot, and I'm just like,
I
who
don't like
is she?
the other heifer that be at the White House lying on TV every day that lying about Donald Trump. I don't like her. I don't like either of them. It's something about
Right.
them. Ooh, I don't like them.
So apparently, it's some investigation going on into her because she supposedly lied on the stand. And I believe Martell has a video of Representative Crockett eating her up.
And to be clear, I'm not going to ask any questions of this witness because this witness has revealed that she has no intentions of answering questions. But instead, I'm going to ask some very basic questions really quickly of my colleague, Becca Ballant, if she will answer right or wrong, raping children.
Wrong.
Right or wrong, killing random citizens.
Definitely wrong.
Right or wrong, enriching yourself as the sitting president of the United States.
Definitely wrong.
Okay, thank you, because I probably never would have got that with our witness. Our witness who somehow is a lawyer but does not understand how it works with witnesses. I'm not really sure what law school she went to and what all kind of cases she tried, but typically when you come into a space and somebody's a witness, then they sit there and they answer questions instead of asking questions. And then we also have this objection that we use as lawyers called non-responsive when a witness fails to actually answer the question. But nevertheless, let me address the survivors because that's exactly who they are. They are not victims, they are survivors. Let me say thank you for having more courage and moral clarity in your pinky fingers than the entire Department of Justice. We are currently the laughing stock of the world, partially because of the failed leadership within the DOJ as we see kings and queens falling everywhere around the world. But we don't know the basics of right and wrong in this country because it's not about partisanship. And that's why I applaud Thomas Massie, because he's the only person on the Republican side that has a backbone and knows how to stand up to corruption. But nevertheless, let me keep going. My Democratic colleagues have been attacked this entire committee hearing. They have been lied on. And frankly, the American people weren't looking for that. They were looking for answers about the corruption that they see coming from this administration. In the written testimony of this witness, of this particular witness, she stated that when she took office, she had 2 main goals. The first was to end the weaponization of justice, and second, to return the department to its core mission. Not only have you lied about both, you've intentionally done the exact opposite. You're spending more taxpayer resources arresting journalists than you are prosecuting pedophiles and creeps. In fact, your boss, the President of the United States, stated that this administration, quote, took the freedom of speech away. And at your direction, DOJ has arrested Don Lemon and Georgia Fort. And I might add that y'all actually had a judge that rejected y'all for trying to arrest Don Lemon before, just like the grand jury rejected y'all as it relates to Senator Kelly, just like a grand jury rejected y'all as it relates to Senator Slotkin, just like the case against Tish James was dismissed and the case against Mr. Comey was dismissed. I completely don't get how it is that you're sitting at the top of DOJ because you don't seem to be good at your job. You're spending more taxpayer resources arresting these journalists. In fact, we know after Georgia Fort and Don Lemon were arrested, we know that there were homes of journalists that were raided. We know that threatened prosecution against students protesting your actions and forced tech companies to remove apps used to track ISIS activities. But let's circle back to you protecting pedophiles and creeps, because I want to talk about the president and his possible involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I don't know what the president might have done with Jeffrey Epstein, but unlike this administration, I believe that facts matter. So let's talk about the facts. Fact number 1, Donald Trump is one of the most named people in the Epstein files. At least 5,000 files contains more than 38,000 references to Trump, his wife, or Mar-a-Lago. Fact number 2, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell made young girls available to Trump on multiple occasions. For example, according to this file, Ghislaine Maxwell presented a young girl to President Trump who spent more than 20 minutes apparently flirting with her. Here's another example. This shows notes from FBI investigators that describe Jeffrey Epstein transporting a victim to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President Trump, where he bragged to Trump that, quote, this is a good one. Now, I'm not saying that the president is a pedophile, but there is a lot of evidence in these files that suggests that he's very close friends with a lot of men who are pedophiles. What's crazy about all of this is just that this is a big cover-up. And this administration is engaged in it. In fact, this administration is complicit. But there are numerous others, like how the DOJ is attempting to obstruct justice in the investigation of the rogue agents who have murdered American citizens, or how the DOJ seized voter data from Fulton County in an attempt to steal the 2026 midterm elections, or how federal agents have Tom Homan on tape accepting a bribe and your agency killed the investigation, or how your agency is ready to give the president a $230 million payday, which is unconstitutional. The Constitution is clear. The president shall not receive any payment except his salary while in office. The fact of the matter is that you will be remembered as one of the worst attorney generals in history. An attorney general who has prioritized obstruction over justice, corruption over the law, fealty to the president over loyalty to the Constitution. And Mr. Chairman, I will yield.
Did she eat her up good enough for you?
She ate her up real good. Yes, Crockett. Yes.
That read was nonstop, baby.
Are going down in history as the worst attorney general in U.S. history. Yes, she ate her up and pulled her wig and snatched her wig and got it together real fast without even letting the woman talk. Oh, wait, I got applause on here. Yes. And I just also want to add, because I came across a video and it's about people who are under Donald Trump working in this country. And you are right.
And don't.
Well, I saw this video and I was just like, did I hear that right? And then it was like, yeah, you heard that right. So I'm going to play this video, and I want to see y'all going to be as surprised as I was surprised. So I'm going to play it.
Wait, what was that?
And I said, I'm not scared of a germ. You know, I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats.
He's in charge of our hospitals.
This is the same man talking about we don't need vaccinations?
Yes.
Where his smokers talk?
So when I saw that, I said, it could have been AI. So, I had to go do my research. I went and did my research. I'm like, nope, this is a real statement that came out of his mouth. He said he snorted cocaine off a toilet seat.
Is that why he sound like that?
It's the fact that we got a former or probably current still in his office doing cocaine and making decisions about our health and what vaccines we need and what's good for the American people. This is what we got in office making those decisions. A powderhead, a man who turns to booger sugar for comfort. This
off the toilet seat though got me crying over here. The toilet seat.
Like I want to know where he was at, what club he was at, where he was snorting cocaine.
He probably was on Jeffrey Epstein's island doing that.
You right.
Allegedly.
Girl, you right. He might have been on the island snorting cocaine on toilet seats and stuff. Ooh. The audacity.
Just a thought.
Just the audacity. Oh, the Lord. Okay. Before I get too sidetracked, because back a little thing back about ICE. I want to play it during when Tina was mentioning ICE, and I forgot to play it. But I feel like when people are questioning Donald Trump's, ICE authorities and the way how, and people who say it's wrong and all these things that's wrong about ICE and what they're doing to people is wrong and all these other kind of things, and how ICE is, destroying families and something like stuff like that. It happened to Obama. Obama was at a rally, and these people was back behind him talking about ICE, and I'm going to play this video clip for you. And I feel like this is how you should handle people who are, against what your thing is. So I'm gonna play it.
Most importantly, we will live up to our character as a nation.
I need your help. There are thousands of
That's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah.
Every single day, the power to stop deportation for all.
Actually, I don't, and that's why we're here.
I need your help.
Okay.
Stop deportation! Stop deportation!
Thank you. All right.
Stop deportation!
What I'd like to do. No, don't worry about it, guys.
Stop deportation!
Okay, let me finish. Let me. How about these guys don't need to go. Let me finish. No. He can stay there. Hold on a second. So, I respect the passion of these young people because they feel deeply about the concerns for their families. Now, what you need to know when I'm speaking as President of the United States and I come to this community is that if, in fact, I could solve all these problems without passing laws in Congress, then I would do so. But we're also a nation of laws. That's part of our tradition. And so the easy way out is to try to yell and pretend like I can do something by violating our laws. And what I'm proposing is the harder path, which is to use our democratic processes to achieve the same goal that you want to achieve. But it won't be as easy as just shouting. It requires us lobbying and getting it done. So for those of you who are committed to getting this done, I am going to march with you and fight with you every step of the way to make sure that we are welcoming every striving, hard-working immigrant who sees America the same way we do, as a country where no matter who you are or what you look like or where you come from, you can make it if you try. And if you're serious about making that happen, then I'm ready to work with you. But it is going to require work. It is not simply a matter of us just saying we're going to violate the law. That's not our tradition. But the great thing about this country is we have this wonderful process of democracy, and sometimes it is messy and sometimes it is hard. But ultimately, justice and truth win out. That's always been the case in this country. That's going to continue to be the case today. Thank you very much, everybody.
Why did Obama have some sons?
Oh my God, that was not what I was expecting you to say.
I just want to know.
So that was a great way of explaining how if we want laws to change about how ICE and immigration and people being deported and all these things happening, like he said, we got to go through the process. We got to lobby. It has to go through Congress. And what people are saying, like, oh, well, the Democrats are just sitting by and letting it happen. Like, Democrats don't have control over anything right now. We don't have a majority, and nowhere in any branch of government right now does any Democrats have a majority in anything, which is why they're trying to charge people $165 to go vote in the midterm elections. But like I said, like it got to go to Congress. Like I said, there are laws to be passed. He refused to violate laws. We have a president who is a sitting president who is continuously violating laws. He wants to break every law known to man to get what he wants. And as a sitting president, that's something you should be doing. Like Jasmine Crockett said, only money that you should be receiving is your money that you get for being a president of the United States. And that's it. All this money that he's trying to sue people, that he's going through to get this, he's going through the DOJ to sue these people to give him money. And then how are you a sitting president suing the American government for hundreds of millions of dollars? And then you control, you appoint, I shouldn't say control, but they listen to him. You appointed these people in the DOJ who's going to listen to everything you say and do everything you tell them to do. So the person who is in control of giving President Trump that money, like she said, that money that he's asking for, that he's suing the government for, Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi makes that decision whether Donald Trump get that money. So if this isn't a form of government corruption that's right there in people's faces, I don't know what else is. I honestly don't know no other way to explain it or describe it or try to get through people's heads that what is going on in our country right now is completely wrong, and we have the wrong person in charge right now of putting us back on the right track. Now, I'm not saying that things will be 1,000 times better because we would of a Democratic president. It still could be bad, but it just wouldn't be as bad as it is now. And in past elections, there's been times where we know both parties do not have the best person. That they're not the best candidate for the job. So there are times in our American history when it comes to vote for president where we were just voting for the lesser of two evils. That's basically what we were doing. Now, with that being said, when you talk about evils, I want to talk about the state of Iowa. The state of Iowa just passed a law where they saying that it's okay to discriminate, and I'm going to play this clip for you real quick.
That is how House Study Bill 668's subcommittee ended today. The legislation will make it legal to discriminate against people in the state of Iowa. Republicans dropped the legislation sometime last night around 7 o'clock, and then they had a subcommittee this morning at 8 o'clock. Intentionally so people wouldn't show up because they wouldn't know about it. We have lots of footage from the subcommittee. I'll edit it down as soon as I can. Just wanted to give everybody a heads up. Overcapacity room, Iowans showed up. Representatives Skylar Wheeler and Samantha Fett left the room in a hurry because they were being shouted down. As always, thank you for your support. We couldn't do this without you. BitchesGetStuffDone.org.
BitchesGetStuffDone.org. I love it.
Yeah, but that's just another thing where it said like, wait, why are we making discrimination legal? So basically, because you don't like the color of my skin, I can't come into this business establishment and shop. I can't ride this public bus because I'm black. I can't walk down this street because I'm black or I'm Mexican or I'm Arabic or Arabian or whatever. Because I'm brown, I don't have the right to be somewhere or do something. You telling me that my kid can't go to the neighborhood school because they're brown? Like, what are
Listen, I'm gonna be wherever you don't want me to be.
Like, seriously, I don't understand what.
I'm gonna be everywhere you don't want me to be.
And I had
Fellas,
You're muted.
I hate when that happens. So I'm gonna try to stay up to date on that story. I do, because we getting low on time. We try to keep these on an hour or less. So I do have a video. If you haven't seen it yet, this is Dave Bautista, formerly known in WWE as just Batista, talking about Donald Trump. And I'm going to play this clip for you. And here we go.
Fellas, we gotta talk. A lot of men seem to think that Donald Trump is some kind of tough guy. He's not. I mean, look at him. He wears more makeup than Dolly Parton. He whines like a baby. The guy's afraid of birds. Donald Trump had his daddy pay a doctor to say his Will feet hurt so he could dodge the draft. Look at that gut. Like a garbage bag full of buttermilk. He sells imaginary baseball cards pretending to be a cowboy fireman. The guy's barely strong enough to hold an umbrella. I mean, look how he drinks water. Like a little pink chickadee. He's got jugs, big ones, like Dolly Parton. He cheats at golf. He creeps around beauty pageant dressing rooms. You know that little dance he does? He looks like he's jacking off a pair of giraffes. He's moody, he pouts, he throws tantrums.
No, get those lights off!
He acts like a 5-year-old behind the wheel of a truck. He bends over for Putin. He's cattier on social media than a middle school mean girl. The guy needs help walking downhill. Almost there, Grandma. And this November, let's stop kidding ourselves. Donald Trump is afraid of rain, of dogs, of windmills, Merle Street, and being laughed at.
Isn't it past your jail time?
But mostly, he's terrified that real red-blooded American men will find out that he's a weak, tubby toddler.
Mommy, take me home. Mommy, I want to go home.
What's wrong, tough guy? Did someone grab you by the whiny bitch.
By guys who can still see the room.
Period. I love a good read, honey. I love a good read. Okay.
So
Yes.
I believe I got 2 videos of the week because we gave a long time. So I got 2 videos of the week, and I'm gonna play those. And the first one reminds me of Tina's times.
Hi, hello. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
I'm just looking for my wallet here. Oh, the order's gonna be for
RJ.
How did you know my name?
I just remember you. You come here kind of often. You're kind of like a regular here.
Oh, wow. I don't think I come here that often. Do I? I don't think
Yeah, you were here yesterday around this time.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that yesterday for sure.
And the day before. And before. Which is weird because we were closed that day, but we still saw you on the cameras. So what can I get for you? Do you want your usual?
I'm sorry, did you just say the usual? Let me get a spicy
chicken sandwich.
Oh, you think you know everything, huh? But you just said the sandwich. Let me get the spicy chicken sandwich meal.
Okay.
Fries, of course.
Yeah.
Since you know every fucking thing.
Yeah.
And for a drink, let me get a
Sprite. And did you want no pickles on that sandwich? Add pepper jack cheese.
Son of a bitch. Yes, I would love that. Yes, I would. Wow, I come here do we have beef or something? Like, is
this
there
is
something?
Chick-fil-A. We don't sell beef.
Is there like something you have against me? I'm sorry, this is a slim suit. Are you trying to call me a big back?
You checked on your Wells Fargo card?
Yeah. Bitch, you know what bank I use? Where's your manager?
You used Tap to Pay.
Where's your
yesterday.
No, yeah, yeah. Where's your manager? Yeah, I'm gonna need to speak to your manager, ma'am.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna really need to speak to your manager. I don't know why you think this is a game, but this is not. Can I get my food, please?
All right, so I have that Sprite for you, just the way you like it, and there you go, RJ. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, you have a. See you tomorrow. I'll be back. I'm gonna go grab something. I'll be back. No, you.
He said, "Stop playing with him. He got a toolie for them foolies."
I feel like that's Tina. The comments I was going to address it on the next episode, but if you want to address it, you can go ahead and address it.
I mean, once again,
and she's referring
which
to
one of us said we were Democrat? I don't feel like we ever specified what political party we follow on this show. I mean, I'm sorry.
Because I'm sorry, if anybody makes a video that's a funny video about any politician, I'm gonna laugh at it. And
I laughed at Joe Biden. I laughed at
Joe Biden was falling.
What's the other one that be falling all the time?
Mitch McConnell.
Yes. It's just funny.
They're funny.
Calm down. It's just funny.
So I got one more video for y'all, and then we're going to head into final thoughts.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, there, when they're
Hey.
man, I need to talk to you about something. You got some time?
What you need?
I'm having a problem with my car.
What's wrong with you?
Where you at? Is you in the area? Where you at? You busy?
Yeah, I'm busy, son. What you need? I had somebody come over and look at it. What's wrong with you?
Well, I keep moving the gears on the truck, right? And
something wrong with the transmission?
No, sir. So when I put the gears, when I put it in aura, it started going backwards.
Hold on, motherfucker. This nigga stupid. Repeat it. Repeat what you said. Wrap it up. Repeat what the fuck you just said out your mouth. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Repeat what the fuck you just said out your mouth. You said when you put the car in what?
When I put my car in that letter aura, my car started going backwards.
You stupid motherfucker. R stand for reverse. So when you put the motherfucker in there, it's supposed to go backwards, you stupid son of a... Damn, you just old remedial motherfucker. Told your mama she should have put you in special ed.
No, listen. But why is it moving backwards on aura?
Robert Earl. Robert Earl.
Yes.
If I put my foot up your ass, what's that gonna do?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, we gonna fuck around and find out. Motherfucker, when you put the car in drive, it drive, don't you?
I haven't tried to put it in. Which one is drive? Is it D? Because I know when I go in R, it's still
You
going.
stupid son of a bitch. You old dizzy motherfucker. Robert, what's wrong with you, man? Why you wanna fuck with me every day?
Man,
you don't get tired of fucking with me?
no, I'm just trying to drive this car right. You can't drive. So when you,
Motherfucker, I know how to drive. I know when you put the some bitch in reverse, it's gonna go backward.
so that's what that is.
Yes, you dumb dizzy motherfucker, you.
Okay. Oh, it's working. It's working now.
Okay,
Thank
well, look, I got something. It fix it even better. Have Leah get in there and put it in reverse and stand behind it and see what it do for you.
What? No.
Yeah, stand behind it and see what it do, you old dumb motherfucker. Get off my goddamn phone.
All right.
Dog, he always on the phone talking to his granddad about something. You're mediocre.
Okay.
I love it.
With that being said, let's head into final thoughts. My final thought is do your research before you vote for the person that you're voting for. We need to stop this voter suppression. We're supposed to have the rights to free and fair elections. We should not be trying to make people go spend $165 to get a passport to be able to register to vote. We need to get some reign in the control of ICE. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be getting deported who's here illegally, but they need to have one, fair hearings, and then two, there was earlier this year. Well, I forgot we in 2026. There was last year where they had elementary school kids defending themselves with no lawyer in deportation court. How is that fair? So make it fair. He ran on the whole thing that it was going to be, these dangerous criminals, these sex what they call them, sex offenders, and these sex traffickers and all these other kind of things. Those was the ones that he ran on, said that he was going to be getting, he was going to deport out the country. And now he's just deporting anybody that's walking. Hell, he deported the one man that goes, the man that just go, he made him leave the country. So I'm just saying, it's something needs to be done. We need to rein in ICE. We need to rein in what we're doing. We need to start dividing ourselves. Just come together as a country. Like I said, I don't agree with everything Republicans do. I don't agree with everything the Democrats do. Because like I said on this show before, I feel like personally, Democrats cater too much to lower class people. I'm not a lower class person according to my tax returns, so that whatever the Democrats are doing don't really benefits me. And then at the same time, there's things that the Republicans is doing because I'm not a millionaire or a billionaire that doesn't benefit me either. I don't like either parties, but you got to choose the lesser of the evil when it comes to certain things. And that's my final thought. Hell.
Well, okay, let me pick it back off his rant and just start off by saying, please stop assuming what political party we both are a part of. You don't know that. We haven't told you, okay? We get on here to talk about what has been in mainstream media. We get on here and talk about some funnies. If you fall down, I'm going to laugh. I don't care who you are, what political party you're a part of. I don't care what race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. If it's funny, I'm going to laugh. Okay? Let's say a prayer for the Guthries and their family. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into that whole story and see what's happening with that. Anytime you lose a loved one, I don't care who you are, that's a terrible situation, right? So keep them in their prayers. Let's just go back to the whole just the Super Bowl halftime show. We should just be respecting other people's ethnicities and cultures. Not everybody wants to be American because y'all are some mean girls. Some middle school mean girls. That's what America is right now. A lot of people is just everybody doesn't want to be American. And that's okay. It's okay to be different, and everybody should respect other people's differences. And that's my final thought.
Yay! So thank you all for joining us on this episode of Sandcast Different Day Podcast. If you want to know when we are going live, make sure you hit that follow button, that like or subscribe button, to let you know when we're going live. And also, if you want to like updates throughout the week of what we're doing, you can check me out. As you see me right there, my social media, all my social media is on Martel Rolling, no matter what platform I'm on. And then in the links below in the description, you can see our links to our podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channels, I believe. And once again, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Saying Cast Different Day Podcast. I don't know if it's going to be an episode next week. More than likely, it will be an episode. I'll be very hungover and drunk probably because my birthday is on Saturday. So once again, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Saying Cast Different Day Podcast. We hope you all had a wonderful Valentine's Day, and we will see you on the next episode.
Bye-bye.